So, I'm not a girl's girl, and I have my reasons for that.
I hate girls who are like, I'm a girl's girl. And they're a girl's girl in the point where it's like, oh, in the elevator, like she compliments your outfit and everything. And like, she's so nice, but then goes and sleeps with another girl's boyfriend.
I was explaining to my boyfriend the other day what a girl's girl is because I used it in a sentence and he was like, what's a girl's girl?
Signs that you're a girl's girl. If I tell you that you smell good and you don't get on a girl things you're wearing where you got it on sale.
Like off the bat that another girl is not like for the girls. I can't like be friends with that type of person because I feel like that's a friend that's just gonna stab you in the back in the future.
Having reliable friendships is very important to having a good girlhood. Science shows that people that have low quality friendships or very low interaction are more likely to have a higher mortality rate versus those who have a very robust friendship circle. Science also shows that the quality of the relationship impacts our psychological and physiological as well. Someone that is going to support you, someone that is going to look out for you, or aka a girl's girl. But what happens when these seemingly wholesome women view you as a threat? That's what we're going to be discussing in this video. There's been a resurgence of the popular term girl's girl that sprouted up last year, but with a darker twist. Are the girls all right? Hi, my name is Vianas. I make videos on art, vlogs, spirituality, self-improvement, and whatever I want that day. We're going to be discussing the girl's girl trend, or when a girl's girl views you as a threat. We're going to be discussing topics of what is a girl's girl, the crossover from pick-me's, and how to actually be a true girl's girl. Let's get into it. I'm pretty sure you've been in a scenario where you have offered a girl a tampon in the bathroom that was in desperate need, or another girl told you that your bra was peeking out from your shirt. These are all examples of being a girl's girl. I'm going to be referring to girls' girls as GGs from this point because saying that is going to get really annoying really quick. So a girl's girl, or a GG, would be a personification of the girl code. It's basically a woman who respects herself, and most of all, she does not sell out her values or morals to be chosen or liked by anyone. This trend was really good to unify women as a whole. Have something that was a movement, say that we support other women or girls should support other girls. This was around the time, I believe, when Barbie was coming out, so a lot of this girlhood, girl math, a lot of things that were centered around this were emerging at this point. But like all things on TikTok, this made a disappearance until more recently I started seeing more videos on my FYP talking about how the girl's girl will react when X, Y, and Z. Usually it's talking about how when a girl's girl sees you as a threat, competition, or a woman of color especially. So there was a lot of views and perspectives on competition. You'll lose all support from them if they view you as being prettier or more beautiful than them, which seems to be what the girl's girl is trying to stay away from. The so-called women supporting women is transmuted into hate if they deem you to be better than them in some capacity. You are chosen over them. You think someone that identifies as a GG would be impacted when another woman is successful or they're getting a lot of compliments, they're confident in themselves, but for some reason this trend tends to associate the GG with a woman that despises you and only supports you if you are not in the same league as them. I don't think that this is truly what GG was trying to do, as it was a response to girls hating girls. I think that people are confusing the label of GG with something a little bit different. A different group of women who we'll call the pick-me. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know what a pick-me is already, but for those of you uninformed, let me tell you what a pick-me is. A pick-me is a woman who has men on a pedestal. They do this so they're perceived as being a great romantic partner for men, basing their entire personality and identity off of what men desire. Even though a pick-me tries so hard to disassociate themselves and denounce all femininity and girlhood just for men, typically men are going to rope them in with the same woman that they try so hard to disassociate with. They are always playing a losing game, fated to become a shell of who they really are. They are people pleasers, but they're not people pleasers for everyone. They're just people pleasers for men. Now, there is a long history of women needing to be dependent on men for their survival. If you didn't have a good partner, you wouldn't be able to survive. It became a woman's priority to get the best male in order to provide for herself and her future children. If there was another woman that you viewed to be more attractive than yourself, it was a threat to your existence. This is discussed in a recently published article called Our Grandmother's Legacy. Even in majority of cases, women no longer need to procreate with men to survive in modern society. We can see that our ancestors had to use these behaviors in order to survive. It makes sense that some sort of instinct within us still has this potential to become a pick-me, even though in modern history, this is not something that majority of women need. A pick-me is the same thing as a GG in disguise. However, GG has just a little bit of difference here, because a GG is going to act like they support you in front of your face, but then they secretly judge and hate you behind your back. They will give you those backhanded compliments, like saying, "Oh my God, you're
so brave for wearing that shirt, even if you're flat-chested."
Or they'd be like,
"Oh my God, those glasses are so cute on you, but I could never wear them because my nose is so small and they'd fall right off of my face."
It doesn't even have to do with your physical appearance. It could just be that they're minimizing your success, asking you,
"Oh, how is your little business doing? How is your little promotion?"
minimizing anything that they deem to be below themselves. Therefore, it is not girls supporting girls or looking out for your peers. It's pitying those who you deem to be below yourself. They'll love you, they'll support you, but do not do anything that they deem to be outside of what they view to be what's right. When you don't fit into their ideal worldview, you're supposed to feel shameful about yourself or just be disgusted with yourself, even if you're 100% comfortable and perfect with yourself. They will try to destroy you. They're basically the same as those love and like girlies on TikTok, but as soon as you look at them or have a real conversation, they are terrible, terrible people. People that are jealous, empty, and have absolutely no sense of self. A good example of the bandwagon of jealousy or hate is Emma Chamberlain. So Emma Chamberlain, if you don't know, was a really successful YouTuber. She blew up when she was really, really young. She amassed a lot of followers, fame, and money, essentially. And she was in a really big time of relatability when it came to YouTube. So a lot of the girls that were growing up with her watched her because she was relatable to them and she liked them, she was down to earth, etc., etc. So then last year around the tail end, a lot of women started bandwagoning and hating on Emma, saying that she's unbearable to watch, saying that they always didn't like her, there was always a reason. It's usually that type of trope when somebody will get canceled and one person will be like,
"Oh my God, I was just waiting for them to be canceled. I always disliked them and I knew there was a reason why."
People were bandwagoning, disliking Emma, saying that the conversations that she had no substance or values. The same women that grew up with her, the same women that used to watch her, are disrespecting and basically dismembering this girl just because her content is something that they no longer wish to watch. Now, that's completely fine for you to outgrow a content creator. That obviously happens. But for you to be saying that this person is uneducated because you know the conversations that they're having are so dull and boring is very disrespectful to say. It comes from a place, I feel, of jealousy. A lot of these women that grew up with her coming from a place of relatability to going to a sense of they no longer can relate to her because of the amount of success she's had. I feel like it's really disrespectful for you to make these claims about somebody just on the basis of the conversations that they're having, even though the entire point of why you watched her in the first place was because she was relatable. She's just not relatable to you anymore. And the really sad thing a lot of these girls do not realize is that when you are jealous, you are going to attract more jealous people. You're going to attract more of those empty people. You're only going to think that the people are around you are the only girls that there are, the only female friendships that you are. And when you meet somebody that is outside of it and breaks your perception, you're not going to be able to be friends with them because you're going to constantly be projecting your insecurities on them and view them as a threat. No sane person would want to be around someone that always makes them feel like shit because they are uncomfortable with themselves. They're always going to be in an echo chamber of women and girls like them. And they're never going to be able to be who they truly are as long as they have this worldview and perception. It's really, really sad. assuming that for the rest of their life, anyone and everyone that is a woman is as miserable as they are. Now that we know what a girl's girl is and is not, and what a pick-me is and their crossover, we can talk about how to be a true girl's girl. Number one is uplifting other women. There is an idea called shine theory made by these wonderful people. I don't want to butcher names, but it basically says that we should bring our authentic selves into every relationship that we have, and we should uplift those who are around us. Instead of viewing them as a competition, ask yourself, will we be better suited as friends versus competitors? We should be wanting to develop and support and uplift those who are our friends and want to see them as their fullest potential. Even though this has roots in networking and in business, we should take the lessons from Shine Theory and incorporate them into our female friendships. A GG is going to want to see their friends do the best that they possibly can, and they're going to want to inspire them to be there. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to pour yourself and overextend yourself in every relationship and friendship that you have. But when you have those female friendships, your job should be to uplift that person instead of seeing them as somebody that is a rival or somebody that you need to disrespect, because that's going into the pick-me's territory. You are someone who wants the best for the people, especially those that you love and that are around you. Number two is transmuting your jealousy into something much more productive. A woman's success is not to punish you or not to hurt you. And typically, when we are jealous or envious of someone, it's promoting or it's showing something in ourselves that we may ignore or may not even want to acknowledge. It's something that if a person has a pet or a dog that's really, really cute and you're jealous of that dog, it typically would mean that you want some sort of companionship or you want something cute around the house. It doesn't have to be that you want their dog. Even though it's an emotion that most of us would not like to admit that we feel, it's something that is very, very real. And having a label of what this jealousy means is going to help you not immediately relieve the emotion, but stop blaming yourself and putting so much hardship and putting energy and focus on you being jealous. Ask yourself, when you are jealous of somebody or you envy someone or something that they have, ask yourself, what is it in this person or situation that I am envious of? And this is not going to alleviate jealousy immediately. When you're not blaming yourself constantly, it makes it a lot easier for you to heal from it. Number three is using your own validation. Remember, a pick-me's whole foundation is that they people please and they base their entire worldview on what they perceive someone else would like. So a true girl's girl or GG is somebody that has their own validation system. It doesn't mean that you have to disregard anybody else's validation because it feels good, and humans are wired to want validation. But it means that you need to have a sense of self-awareness and self-concept that you are not going to betray your morals or sell out to appease someone else. Remember that saying yes to someone else is saying no to yourself. And remember, your entire life, you are the only one who's going to have to deal with the decisions that you make, even if someone else influenced you to make them. And essentially, that's what I have for this video. Let me know, have you ever been a pick-me or a girl's girl or been a victim of the pick-me disguise as a girl's girl? I really want to hear you guys' feedback to the video. Thank you so much for all the love on my previous JoJo video. I was not expecting that. I love you all so much who have come from that video. I really appreciate all the support that has come in from it. I'm going to be uploading a vlog, or there could be some other video in the works, but the next video I have that's in the same subject, lessons that we can learn from media, I have an anime episode, so I'm really excited about that too. If you want to keep up with me on my socials, they're linked in the description. Also, they might be here. If you want to watch another one of my videos, it's somewhere on the screen, and if you want to subscribe, it really, really helps to support the channel. A like, that helps a lot. If you want to dislike, that also helps. I don't really care. Comment and let me know if you have any suggestions on media that you'd like me to discuss and make some sort of improvement, self-improvement or discussion video about. I haven't really found a genre of what these videos are. I believe they'd be like self-improvement, but also commentary videos. I don't know. It's interesting. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you again for all the support on my previous videos. I hope that you stay and watch the rest. And that is all I got. Bye. Having a reliable friendship system is really important to have a good friendship. Having reliable friendships is very important to having a good